Alright, hello, hi, how you doing? It is the weekend, it is a Saturday night, and instead of going out and being social, we are here playing Final Fantasy, and we're gonna try and continue and finish Endwalker. Doubt it, but it's worth a shot. Last time, last time on Final Fantasy, we unfortunately found out that Hermes and Meteon and her sisters put in motion the end, the final days, and so yeah, pretty rough stuff. But we're probably gonna get into rougher stuff, so let's keep going. Also, I know I said that I was gonna continue SH, but I kind of spent the other day with a friend running the Eden raids from Shadowbringers and got this sick armor for my tank. So I'm gonna be running dark instead because drip. Alright, let's keep going. I'll see her not a moment too soon. The skies over Garlemald are ablaze, but it's events on the ground that concern me. As you will have heard, your fellow Scions arrived ahead of you. We cut the customary greeting short after we received word from our troops on the Mag Glaciers and that the Forum's airship had landed. It was then the heavens began to burn. I dispatched your friends at once to ensure the refugees came to no harm. I would have you join them immediately. Additional support is en route, but we will discuss them later. I trust you are ready to depart. Sure. Oh, hang on. I left my door open. Let me close that real quick. There we go. There we go. It's back. It's back. It's back. It's back. It's back. There we go. Cool. All right. Okay. In the event you are defeated, your progress will be saved at certain points. In the event you are defeated, you will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Cool. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. All right. Let's see what happens. Early on the Magna Glacies. Glacies? Glacies? Glacii?
No. 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 We were promised an escape. Not to save you, we fled.
I shall not meet my final days here in this blasted waste. Calm yourselves. Your panic is our greatest enemy. Come, we must build a line of defense. How?
Yeah.
Leave the fighting to us, Father. You must lead the people to safety.
Freaking Estinian.
I can handle this pair.
You shall tend to the refugees. Let us be about it.
As you wish, my little lord.
Oh, am I playing as Alpha Node? I am. Neat. It's a good thing I know how to play freaking Sage.
Help is at hand.
Leave it to me.
Did I do the thing that I think it is? Did I give him a shield? That's not what I want. Oh, dude, really? Okay, so that's the damage over time. Okay, it's on the timer, okay.
Those who can stand, come with me.
No, don't you start.
It's safe now.
Oh,
Easy
sorry.
now. Deep breaths.
Well, what's happening to the freaking
Worry
bubble?
not for the refugees, but for yourself.
Wow, really? Okay. Estinian heal. No, heal Estinian. Thank you. Okay, so that gives them the shield. Okay. I like how his spears, or his lance, is glowing red. That's not what I wanted. Oops. Don't die on me, Estinian! Who knew pressing one button could be so freaking stressful? Woohoo!
But not hard enough.
Oh, okay. was the one to heal, to do the AoE heal. Okay. Not that it matters anymore.
Help! Someone, please!
What?
Ugh. That's one we haven't seen yet.
Don't. I don't want to die.
Forward! Let not a single fiend escape!
Hey. It's this guy from the Garleans.
That's... Euless and the army.
Yeah, that was his name.
So, you've recovered then? In time enough to be of aid. For once. We can speak of it more later.
For now, we must fight! To repay your salvation in kind, or with better! For Garlemald has her pride!
Of that I've no doubt.
The gods, of all possible saviors, the Imperial Army. Oh!
I had hoped to take all of them down at once.
Think a withdrawal might be in order?
Oh, sod that. You know who would never abandon these people to their fate. To be devoured by their former friends. That'd be beyond cruel. These beasts must fall here and now.
Well then, I'd say it's high time we threw caution to the winds.
So long as you spare me the heroic sacrifices. Now, let's go!
Alright, now we're gonna play as Alize. That's Forge combo. I'm assuming that's that. The boom. The boom. Oh, I'm guessing you unlock a lot more. Oh, okay. Thank you, Graha, but, you know, I kind of had that under control. Gather, Graha. Okay, I'll go to this one, Graha.
I'm not done yet.
Don't worry about it. The air crackles with energy. Find cover!
I'm just gonna walk where you're walking.
As they say, turnabout's fair play.
Oh, I like how it gives you a limit break too. It's nice.
Oh no!
That was cool.
There's not the barest trace of ether. Maybe there really is no way to bring them back. Thank you for saving our lives once again. I remember you from Purusha. You helped us there too, didn't you?
Ah, you're from Palaka's stand. I'm glad you're still in one piece. Or you will be, once I see to that injury of yours.
Look out!
Just like the trailer. I can guess where this is going. Oh no, freaking Graha does it. Freaking
Get out
goat.
of here! Quickly!
Graha's the best.
I won't lose them. Not a one. This will be a brighter future. I won't let a madman's apocalypse ruin everything we've fought to achieve.
Get it together, Alize. You're embarrassing yourself. And in front of father, no less. You might never measure up to our champion. But we ask too much of him as it is. You mustn't let Eorzea's hero fight alone.
Precisely why you should never skip your squat regimen.
I can look after myself, you know.
Everything's in order, I trust?
I've had enough of this rabble. Come on!
I like I literally just replayed the whole trailer. That one trailer scene. That was great. Albeit a little bit different, but yeah. It's the same.
A trio for the end.
Can't forget my plans. He's dead. Ow.
I had a feeling I'd find you.
Hey, it's dude.
This should be the last of the war struggle. With me!
Oh no, you're about to die. Heal yourself.
You must board without delay. The ship will depart ere long.
Your offer to host us in Sharlayan is most appreciated. But will the final days not soon fall upon it as well?
Your hesitation is not unwarranted. The satrap entrusted me with your lives, yet I have failed your comrades. Nor are you wrong to fear that this corruption will continue to spread. I cannot promise you complete safety, even in my homeland. What I can promise is that I will do all in my power to protect you.
You say that, but you, like, we're pretty much
That
just like,
power
no,
is not
forget about them and
inconsiderate.
save yourself.
Even now, my countrymen are preparing the vessel that will deliver us to a sanctuary on the moon. Join us on our journey there, and beyond, to new horizons. Come to old Sharlayan. Please.
We would be fools to refuse such a generous offer made in earnest.
It seems they've a new destination.
The people of Radzat-Han have known too much suffering. The march to Garlemald will only bring them more, short though it may be.
I quite agree. Fortunately, they have you to look after them.
I don't know about that.
Yes. Well,
Behind you! Just there!
more of them.
Xenos? What?
Xenos! Here!
You'll be all right. Hurry to the airship.
Why have you come?
A heretofore unseen beast. 'Twas ripe for the slaying. Poor sport, alas. Unfit to temper my blade.
Oh, for the love of... You cannot still be on about a rematch.
That is, and has ever been, my sole concern. You, on the other hand, are fixated on a different quarry. Your passion pales before mine, yet neither hate nor despair seems sufficient to recapture your misdirected bloodlust. So, I hone my blade, and I wait.
That's it. That's all you care about. Garlemald is in ruins. Our homeland, the nation you rule, is as good as gone. with so many of its people. Not just soldiers like us. Not only those who fought and killed for power and duty. Innocent civilians. Murdered by their own flesh and blood. Lost and confused as they breathed their last. While we who survived with our lives and minds intact were left to freeze to death. The Eorzeans tell me all this was your doing! You slaughtered your countrymen! You did! For what?
For nothing, in the end. So much wasted effort.
You... You bastard!
For your own sake, Eulus, you must control your anger. It will serve no one should it consume you and see you transformed.
Would you be happier had I a good reason?
What?
If my motives met with your approval, would you no longer resent the outcome? If so, then perhaps a beast's skin would suit you better.
Aw,
Duty,
don't do that.
honor, morality. All constructs of convenience when put to proof. Surely the war taught you how easily power becomes the tool of the self-righteous. How the people's justice was merely a means to their ends? Yet you would ask me why. Ask any creature of this star and those above for answers, and they will tell you what suits their fancy. And they would be right to do so. What meaning there is to be found in the petty vicissitudes of your existence must be gleaned by you, and you alone. Should you seek it in battle in the fruitless pursuit of my demise, then come. Assume your rightful place as a notch on my blade.
Don't do it.
You are a blight on the Garlean race, and there would be no more satisfying way to expunge it than by beating you to death. But I will not be party to another tragedy. I refuse to lose anyone else because of you. So go. Go! And may we never suffer your madness again!
Xenos! Perhaps you found meaning in living this way. I cannot deny you found strength. Yet if you only pursue your hedonistic pleasures and pay no heed to the plight of others, then no one will give you the time of day. You will never get what you want, not even the battle you pine for so dearly. You'll be alone for an eternity, and you'll deserve every agonizing second of it.
That was a good call out. Way to go, Alize.
We're ready to depart. The refugee ships will be leaving shortly, but I've asked mine to remain for the time being. There's room enough for you to join me on it, if you wish. Do contain your surprise. I needn't agree with the Scion's methods or intentions to acknowledge that their deeds are deserving of gratitude.
We appreciate the offer. But might I ask why you are delaying your departure? I presume it is not solely for our benefit.
I must visit Garlemald ere we return to Sharlayan. Having caused such an uproar, it is only meet that I explain myself to the Ilzabard contingent.
Allow us to accompany you then. We should be glad to facilitate, given our familiarity with all concerned. If you would like to join as well, Eulus, we can speak of recent events on the way.
He'll be after your seat on the forum next.
Xeno standing there, so uncaring and unrepentant. Gods, I don't know what came over me. I just blurted out the first thing that came to mind. But looking back on it, I stand by those words. I would say I hope they won't incite him to further villainy, but to be honest, I doubt he even remembers what I said. I don't know. Anyway, enough about all that. It's good to see you again. Good to see you too. I like how I have all these coffers and I don't open a single one.
No major injuries then. Good. I briefed the recovered soldiers and sent them on their way as quickly as I could, but nevertheless feared they would not make it in time.
The additional support was invaluable. Your men saved more than a few lives. Though not all, I regret to say.
I take it that I'm addressing Lucia Junius. I'm the Forum's envoy, Fortuneau Leveilleur. And you are owed an explanation for these most dire developments.
Another trial wrought by the final days. I was beginning to suspect as much. You doubtless feel some consternation having been forced to abandon your original plan. But trust me when I say you were right to send the refugees elsewhere. Beasts have been sighted within the capital. Perhaps it was a stroke of grim fortune that the population was decimated beforehand, as they've yet to appear in any great number, but in time. In any case, Maxima leads the remainder of the contingent in an effort to cull the creatures and evacuate the populace as we speak. Once the airships have taken to the skies, I pray your men can be persuaded to join him.
you'll permit us to retain our weapons.
I wouldn't have sent you after the Scions were I expecting you to stab them in the back.
And I, for one, would not consider past transgressions more relevant than future contributions. Regardless of the circumstances that saw us at odds before, we need men of courage now, more than ever.
We swore to defend Garlemald, and so we shall.
It seems you have everything under control. You will excuse me then, for mine own duties await.
A moment, Master Fortuneau. You did desire to express your appreciation for services rendered, did you not?
I did. Though if you intend to again ask that Charlian alter its course, you will find my gratitude insufficient.
'Tis nothing so onerous. I wish to hear the details of this grand endeavor of yours.
Do you swear to listen and to learn, and not to embark upon some scheme to impede us?
I swear.
Any other I would doubt, but you I trust to keep your word. For not once have you broken it. Very well. I will request that the Forum make you privy to our plans. You may await our summons at the Baldessian Annex, assuming the decision is in your favor. Does that suffice?
It does. You have my thanks.
Excellent. You can regale us with tales of your most recent sojourn to the First while we wait. Did you hear something just now?
Why was the bunnies here?
Where is this star's blasted pudding?
Why are they here? Aren't they supposed to be up on the moon?
Dawn may banish even the darkest night.
Look at Ariane J.
bitter climb bring warmth and comfort. 'Tis heartening to see such an assembly upon my return. I thought often of you whilst I looked down upon our star's brilliance from the moon above.
Yes, but what are you doing here? And dressed like that? Aren't you cold?
Verily, I fear for my health should I proceed to expound upon our purpose ere I procure more suitable garments.
Then allow me to summarize. send word about any changes in the plans. It's rude, is what it is. At least that's what I thought at first, but then folks got to wondering if you weren't in a spot of bother, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. Come down here and help, if our help be needed. So she says, but it's also something of a convenient excuse to visit Etheris. Urianger made it sound absolutely marvelous. More so before the impending doom, but still. And it's not like there will ever be a better time. What with the aforementioned doom?
Marvelous, they say, yet not an ounce of pudding to be found. I must suffer Urianger's inferior works no more.
Hey! Maybe consider the plight of present company before you go blathering on about pudding and doom? Ahem. As I was saying, should you require any assistance with whatever, we are at your disposal. We were born from Heidelin's love for the lives of this star, so naturally we would much prefer to see them continue. Twiddling our thumbs up on the moon is hardly conducive to that, though, is it? Aye, not when you've all got such precious thoughts and feelings and hopes for the future deserving of more active preservation. Speaking to Urianger made us realize that while we've carried out our duties to the letter, we've failed to fulfill them in spirit. From there, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump towards resolving to do better. So please, show us how. Help us help you.
Forgive me, but are they...
Thy distant collaborators, indeed.
Hail, fellow, well met. You'd be a member of the Forum, would you? It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you at last. I'm Livingway, Heidelin's right paw. That last bit is very important. As am I, if I may humbly say so myself.
I love these guys.
Bid you welcome to our star, Livingway. On behalf of the Forum, I thank you for traveling such a distance to meet us. As you have surmised, preparations for the Exodus have not proceeded as smoothly as we had hoped. I should be happy to personally escort you to our headquarters in Charlian, where you may advise us as you deem fit.
'Twas with reluctance that I set aside the great work of readying the moon for habitation. Be assured that I did so only after the Loperids made plain their earnest desire to come hither, and I myself felt a growing certainty that their contributions here would prove invaluable. 'Tis trite, perhaps, but I followed my heart. Esteemed philosopher of Eld. Nevertheless, 'tis my hope that what little knowledge I shared shall serve them well, and perchance help save us all. Will thou attend us at the Forum and lend thine own wisdom?
If that's all quite settled, can we start moving before Urianger catches his death? Even I'm freezing out here.
Oh, I dare say you'll warm up quickly once you're aboard the airship. Sat shoulder to shoulder with our fur-covered friends.
Puddingway is still looking for pudding in the background. Somebody get her, him, it, pudding. I'm glad they took us right away. I did say masterful schnoz. was as nonplussed as we to learn the identity of Heidel's lunar custodians, as he will soon discover they have much and more to offer the Forum. Might I suggest we return to Annex forthwith? We may yet have time to discuss our recent adventures ere we are summoned to the rostra. I don't know if I said that right. Why does it put us like all the way out there though? Oops, sorry. My model just kind of went out of whack there. Not that I'm complaining, Arianche, but I wasn't expecting to see you quite so soon. Nor I thee, in extolling the virtues of Aetherius, I did inadvertently awaken in the Loperites a desire to avert our beloved star's demise. I'm gonna have a hard time reading Uriange's lines. Carl tells us you have obtained new knowledge that may aid us in our ongoing efforts. I have news to share regarding our study of the ethereal sea, but your findings are certain to be of greater interest, and so I would rather hear them first. To what revelations did Heidel's Elpis flower lead? A lot. Then this dynamis is what drives the final days. If it and Akasa are one and the same, this all but proves Nidana's theory. We're an entity through sheer force of emotion to channel this vast dormant reservoir into a raging river. Its power might surpass even that of Aether. Yes. But if our star is so replete with Aether, said entity would need to be outside its influence to effectively manipulate the dynamis of the great expanse. Meteon, or rather the sorrow and suffering of fallen civilizations that she has been hoarding for millennia. What is wrong with Thancred's face back there? Untold anguish of fear and hatred drawn from every corner of these, all for a single purpose: destruction of Aetherius. Then our foe is no longer some unknowable calamity. We have but one aim: to defeat Meteon. You make it sound so simple, but you're not wrong. Yeah. Vanquish Meteon, and we deliver the world from the final days. But to even attempt it, there are two conditions. First, we must determine her location. Before Meteon escaped, an enchantment was placed upon her by Vana, the woman who would become Heidelin. The implications of temporal magics are not entirely understood, and so we cannot assume that our Heidelin and the Vana you met in Elpis are one and the same. Nevertheless, due to her intrinsic qualities as an all-powerful being, I would wager that Heidelin possesses the knowledge we seek. Whether she would share that knowledge with us, however, remains to be seen. After all, she intends to see us flee Aetherius, not to stay. Do you suppose she has abandoned her pursuit of Meteon? I don't think she'd give up. I still think that the ship that the moon is supposed to be is actually a ship that's meant to take us to Meteon. That's my impression too. Otherwise, she wouldn't have used me as a conduit for her will or provided clues such as the Elpis flower. I believe she has been waiting. mankind's answer to Hermes' question. Oh, sorry. Should have been reading those, my bad. Then communicate into the ethereal sea. Sadly not. Though we enlisted the help of Ehrenwald and the other Echo-blessed allies, we couldn't detect so much as a whisper from Heidelin, even from within the anti-tower. Mathematoya is of the opinion that in the years since abandoning it, the Forum has found some other method of receiving instructions from Heidelin. If so, it would most likely be some form of apparatus for observing the ethereal sea built closer to home. Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt, we just received word from the Forum. Your presence is required in the Rostra, where they intend to discuss the Great Exodus. Perfect timing! Father was able to persuade them. Father? They're finally taking us seriously. Let's hear what they have to say. What is this one? Oh, right, that's the what you call it. That's I was doing the Alliance Raid story quest for Shadowbringers. The forum is in session, and as such, the Rostra is closed to visitors. Man, we ain't visitors, we guests. Scion of the Seventh Dawn. Very well, you may wait in the corridor. Of course, entry will only be permitted on the condition you leave your armaments at the door, lest you forget this sacred institution holds rational discourse in the highest. The events of war are expressly forbidden. I'd like to see you try and take it from me. Pretty sure I was supposed to go around and not through, but, you know, whatever. It was a long wait. I have a feeling we're going to be going through a lot of cutscenes.
There is a matter I wish to raise with you before we enter. We are here to listen and to learn. But if the Forum's plans are more or less what I expect, then I should like to make a proposal that will serve our ends. By your leave, of course.
This is gonna be Opnode's moment. This is gonna be his moment. I bet this is gonna be his moment.
I don't see why not. Your words and wits have gotten us this far.
Agreed. I will present our queries so that you may consider the most advantageous way to advance your proposal without distraction.
Thank you, everyone.
If I may have your attention, the ad hoc session will now commence. The purpose of today's assembly is to brief the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, at their request, on the Great Exodus. You may enter. behalf of the Forum, I commend your heroic actions on the Magna Glaciers. We shall not soon forget your service to us and the people of Radzat-Han.
I did not say that word
The Satrap,
at all.
whom we have informed of the refugees' new arrangements, sings your praises as well. As an expression of our gratitude, we will endeavor to answer your questions as fully and openly as we are able.
Then let us begin. First, it is the Forum's objective to ferry the life and knowledge of this star to the moon. Am I correct?
You are. It is for this purpose that Sharlayan has labored these many long years. We have collected biological samples and scientific records from across the star. When the time comes, they will be moved from their places in Labyrinthos and Numenon and conveyed to safety. Once that critical task has been accomplished, we will begin transporting the Sharlayan citizenry, which has been categorized into groups. The earliest arrivals are to ensure hospitable environs for those who come after. Following our people, we will send those of other nations in turn, beginning with our allies. Radzat-Han was foremost among these. But since the final days have already come to Thavnair, we saw fit to include the refugees with earlier groupings.
An ambitious plan. You have accounted for the safety of all nations and tribes, then?
As many as we can.
And how, pray tell, do you decide who to leave behind?
To journey beyond the sky is an unprecedented and immeasurably difficult endeavor. Introducing sources of inevitable conflict would condemn all to certain death.
Questions as to the validity of that approach aside, are your plans proceeding apace? We're under the impression that your primary means of celestial transportation is incomplete.
If only in that it does not meet our optimal parameters, that is correct. This Ark, as some have taken to calling it, is fully operational and could be launched even today. However, the final days have progressed more quickly than we anticipated. At present, the ship is incapable of attaining speeds sufficient to meet our evacuation targets. Should we put the vessel into service, as it is now, we will be unable to travel to the moon and back quickly enough to complete the necessary number of trips. Precious lives and knowledge will be lost.
Seven hells. Is there anything to be done?
The ether burner, the primary means of propulsion once the craft is in the space between stars, is undergoing testing to determine whether it can be made more efficient. Though cargo is being loaded for the initial phase of the Exodus, we are prepared to continue our experimentation up to the day before launch, should it prove necessary.
What if the Scions were to solve your problem? We shall help devise a means to improve the ether burner's efficiency, on two conditions. If we succeed, you must allow us to meet with Hydaelyn.
'Twas simple enough to deduce. You have a Concord, and so you would never have abandoned the anti-tower had you no other means of communication. One far more convenient, I suspect.
The The second condition, also to be met upon our success, is that we be permitted to propose another use for your ark.
We would be at liberty to refuse this proposal.
Of course. If we cannot prove its merit to the 99 here, who are we to stake on it the lives of all peoples of this star?
Delightful as always, Master Alfino. Oh, we couldn't have asked for a finer plan. Allow us to solve this complex engineering problem of which we were entirely unaware until moments ago. What could possibly go wrong? The satire writes itself. Yet, what field has not benefited from a change in perspective? When we are at wit's end, what we need is not the same dry theories recited ad nauseam, but fresh inspiration. I, for one, have faith in my erstwhile students to provide it, and I find their terms to be perfectly acceptable.
Order! Order! We have no time to waste on debate. I call a vote. All in favor of agreeing to the Scion's terms? "71 in favor, 28 against. The ayes have it. Fortuneau, as the architect of this project, you are the best candidate to show them its current state. And bear in mind that regardless of your personal misgivings, this is the will of the Forum.
Very well.
I call this session to a close. Return to your tasks with urgency. The final days wait for none.
I honestly thought it was gonna be more of an Alphino moment where he would actually like shine and like, you know, flip the tables on his dad, but you know that didn't happen. But maybe still to come. Sorry about not letting the rest of you know my plan. I was admittedly thinking on my feet for the most part, but since we require both the means of communing with Hydaelyn and reaching Medion, in the spur of the moment, I saw involving ourselves with the completion of the arc as a way to work towards both. However, we must keep our end of the bargain by solving the problem of the afterburner. I'd like to think it is not a challenge beyond our combined expertise, or at least the expertise of our extended circle of associates. It might behoove us to learn how an afterburner actually works before we attempt to prove all. Yeah. As instructor, I shall take you to see the Aetherburner. Meet me outside the Archeon. I trust you can make your way there. Ooh, he is salty. He is very salty. So the Ark is being built by Labyrinthos. Hardly surprising. Where else could they conceal such a massive undertaking? I still have to look for all the aether currents in this place. The destination lies in the lower levels. The Forum, in its wisdom, has granted you access to the Archeon's lift. Step inside and have Ophaline take you to the medial circuit. Wish to use the lift? Yes. 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 I have sent your associates ahead to the Logisticon. Okay, sorry about that. I have sent your associates ahead of the Logisticon Alpha on the other side of Muriel Argonomics. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to... No, never mind, it can wait. Let us attend to the matter at hand. Well, I didn't want to help you anyways, because you suck. I'm pretty sure Square Enix, or sorry, the writers of this story will change my mind about their dad, because they tend to have a way with changing your mind on people. Could take a couple of characters that come to mind. Just to name a couple: Yotsuyu, Emitselk, Litibus, well, the Asians altogether. Yeah, without going too much into spoilers. I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to like run a couple of dungeons to get my level up. Am I supposed to be heading this way? I don't know if I'm supposed to be heading this way. I don't think I'm supposed to be heading this way. Nope. Okay. Can we go in here? Is the right way? Yes. I'm sorry, Arianji. We are to wait here while our father arranges for us to use the next lift. Here, being Logisticon Alpha, where the atmospheric conditions of Labyrinthos are regulated. Water is drawn from the underground and dispersed as vapor, stimulating the formation of artificial clouds and rain. My manipulating the temperature and air circulation, they are able to create the ideal environment for the growth and preservation of the biological samples kept here. Neat. Hold on, how do you know so much about it? My father brought me here as a child. What, and left me behind? Actually, you're the one who left me behind. You went off somewhere with grandfather. The night before, I'd been asking father how clouds are made, so he decided to show me. It's fascinating. I peppered him with questions the entire time. 'Tis all too easy to take for granted the many interweaving aspects of the natural world, to grow inured to the wonders. But having gained an understanding of the complex mechanisms employed by the Loperids in recreating a similar environment, I have come to view such processes in a new light. Subterranean gardens of Labyrinthos, the lunar prison forged to contain the ancient Zodiac, and the habitations built for all mankind beneath the moon's surface, each unique yet undeniably similar. 'Tis no mere coincidence. The next snap. Hang on, I gotta reposition myself. Ever since Hydaelyn unfolded to us the grim fate that awaits Aetheris, every essential resource we could spare has been delivered to Labyrinthos in preparation for the Great Exodus. But that is not all. It is also a testing ground for the technologies that will allow us to settle on distant stars. Though the Loperids have endeavored to make the moon inhabitable, that is not our final destination. Mankind must learn to propagate life where there is none, to thrive where all is barren. Alas, time is not on our side. I have arranged for you all to enter the Central Circuit. It's there that most of our preparations for the Great Exodus are carried out, construction of the Ark among them. Though our plans have been made public, access remains highly restricted. You, however, will not be subject to said restrictions, and will have free reign to come and go as you please. Such was the will of the Forum after all. We will prove ourselves worthy of their trust, your trust. Then let us proceed. Got neck popped. Felt great. Okay. Hester. By decree of the Forum of Science on 7th Dawn, are permitted to enter the Central Circuit. Enter the circuit? Yes. The Aether Burner is being constructed not far from here. Overseeing the work is Kokal Dankol, after whom the forge is named. Once the necessary introductions have been made, I shall leave you with him to discuss the particulars this way. Maybe we should go up that way so we can get the Aetherite. But oh well, we're already going down this way. Any particular reason you got giant monsters in here that'll attack everybody? Not the law.
I could swap them out. No, been there, done that. Down there, lost my eyebrows. Think, Coco, think! We'd be well on our way to paradise. Visionaries patting themselves on the backs for their grand accomplishments if you'd only think!
Yes, that does sound rather lovely.
Yeah! I mean, masterful, you know, what a pleasant surprise. We're not blasting off already, are we?
The schedule remains unchanged. which is why the Forum has elected to accept assistance in resolving the Etherburner conundrum.
Not seen you lot down here before.
There are Archons among their number, but engineering is not their expertise. Nevertheless, the Forum concedes the slim possibility that they may have insights to offer. If not, you are at liberty to return them to the surface, by whatever means you see fit.
I assure you that won't be necessary. Now, about your troubles with the Etherburner.
Just get Sid to come help.
Aye, aye, I'll walk you through it. Suppose I could do with a change of pace. As the name ought to tell you, the ether burner burns ether, ambient or otherwise, and transforms it into motive force. Think of it like a giant bomb that never stops exploding. Even out in that black void where the ether's right sparse, it's strong enough to move our arc. And it probably won't kill you like an actual bomb. But it ain't perfect. According to my calculations, to travel to the moon and back fast enough for the Forum's liking, the conversion rate needs to be 6% more efficient. A measly 6%, you say? But if I could have squeezed even another 0.6 out of it, don't you think I'd have built it that way in the first place?
Hast thou consulted with the Loperids?
Yes, they too are conducting their own research, for lack of a ready answer. The moon's propulsion systems are considerable, naturally, yet they are commensurately massive. It is no easy feat to convert their technology into an efficient means of propulsion for a teeny tiny toy boat, as they say, and as I most certainly do not.
Yes, exactly! Damn it all, I asked for refined adamantite and they send me uppity rabbits with inscrutable, ancient, incompatible technology! You're trying to drive me mad!
Do you speak of Allegan refined adamantite, perchance?
You know of it?
Only in the most general terms, I'm afraid. 'Twas an alloy of Allegan make, but the secrets of its production were closely guarded. As I recall, the record stated it was vital to Dalamud's construction and launch.
Aye, that's the stuff. No material more conductive far as I know. Slotting some ends like blowing up a dam and watching the river of ether come rushing through. Ain't a living soul that knows how to make it though. We were fortunate enough to salvage some for the ether burner, just a wee bit, mind, from a chunk of Dalamud that came hurtling into the Northern Empty during the calamity. With more, well, that extra 6% efficiency would be child's play. It's a crying shame that we've no other sources.
Surely the many shards of Dalamud scattered throughout Eorzea would suffice. Why not get the refined adamantite from them?
Oh, we tried, believe you me. But only a few specialised pieces would have had any in them to begin with. Drive calls from Ragnarok-class internment hulks. Those are the prize bits we really need. According to the Gleaners, getting to them means delving deep into the shards. And the defences are still very operational and very eager to blow them up. It's rough going in there, even for the cream. Not sure they'd make it out alive.
Weren't we near that part of the Ragnarok when we went to destroy Bahamut?
The White Ribbon's ghost that haunts me. Ugh, God. Sounds like a job for someone else.
That may be for the best, though you doubtless find the task too dull for your liking.
There are multiple internment hulks in Eorzea alone, so handling this ourselves may not be the most efficient option. Rather, if we could salvage adamantite from the shards simultaneously... Thancred, is the link shell we established before you went to Garlemald still active?
Of course. The floor is yours. What's all this?
Gathering firewood, so to speak. We alone can accomplish little, but joined by others, we may yet build a bonfire to carry us heavensward. This is Alphino. The Scions have need of you.
Understood. I will contact the Lord Commander and dispatch our finest at once.
My sisters are somewhat preoccupied with the final days, so I will lead the 12-foot expedition myself.
Are you aware of any other sources of refined adamantite?
Logically, such an invaluable alloy would have been utilized solely where absolutely necessary, in components intended to conduct or collect surpassing amounts of ether. Any extant instrumentation or devices would have likely found their way into the hands of etherologists or enthusiasts.
Magical artifacts of Allagan design? The Eastern Alliance will send word to one and all. Are there other ways we may offer aid? No shards of the Lesser Moon scar our soil, but our stake in this cause is no less for it.
Is there anything in Othard that might be of use to you?
What did you say? Oh, you got friends in far places, lad. Anyway, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no to one of those Far Eastern sacred relics. Some of them can hold enough ether to summon a whole damn primal. Find a source like that with the ether burner, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom!
I gather you heard his explosive enthusiasm. Might you secure us a suitable relic?
It shall be done. I know little of machines, but I promise we will do our utmost to gather the materials you need to finish your starship. I am glad for the work, in truth. Better to busy oneself than wait and fret over disasters foretold.
Then why are we all still standing about yapping? There's plunder for the taking, and I'm a born plunderer. I'll be an old Charlian before you know it. Start mixing the grog.
I'm certain that can be arranged. Thank you all, and do be careful.
Just like that.
Aye, just like that. Our refined adamantite is on its way. Now let us consider our next steps, shall we? There's yet much to be done.
At these, we were reminded of how famous or infamous Alphinaud has become. Who'd have thought he could achieve so much with a single Link Pro conversation? As we're expecting rather a lot of visitors in the near future, I'd best return to the surface and inform the relevant parties. I also have a contact of my own that might be a worthy try. Oh, and who that might that be? That's for me to know and you to find out. And on that note, I'll leave matters here in your capable hands. Best of luck. Meanwhile, in Ul'dah.
Our course of action is clear. We must harvest refined adamantite from the shards of Dalamud and procure arcane relics of Allagan make. Summon the best and brightest of our immortal flames and form an expeditionary party at once. Call upon the Sultan Sworn and Brass Blades for support as you must. Papashan, send word to the guilds. We will require the expertise of master artisans if we are to have any hope of identifying and recovering these elusive materials. Viergeist, we have need of your stone torches. They are to assist the immortal flames in scouring the ruins and to help secure the surrounding areas. I trust I can count on your support.
As commander of the Stone Torches, my son Zimberg will personally see it done.
Pippin, I would have you lead the raiding party. Assemble your finest, and with Tizona's blade clear the way. Lord Lolorito, I pray you take charge of the search for Allagan relics. Surely you know of some being traded on open or clandestine markets, or sleeping in collectors' vaults. Of course, I ask not that you do this out of the kindness of your heart. By all means, profit on the transactions. I wish you the joy of it. The final days descend upon our world. If circumstances are truly as dire as they say, Ul'dah's best efforts may be for naught. And yet, when we Eorzeans rose from the ashes to rebuild our broken realm, did we not learn one simple truth? That which seems all but impossible to overcome alone may yet be possible if we stand together. It was the Scions who united us then, and it is the Scions who call upon us now. Ul'dah will answer that call. We will summon our courage and join the fight for our world's future. You know your duties. I, Nanamo Ul'Namo, 17th in the line of Ul, bid you good luck and Godspeed.
We're gonna get one for each place. This is cool.
We fielded a goodly number, but our ranks are heavy with healers, and an abundance of restorative magics will be of little help in destroying Dalamud's defenses. Still, it has ever been thus with Gridania. We must steel ourselves for a protracted engagement.
In that case, might I suggest taking us along?
Commander Hext, what are you doing here?
None of the shards in Girabania are big enough to hold an internment hulk. So we said to ourselves, why not lend our neighbors a hand? We thought you might be short on people with a talent for breaking things.
While it pains me to admit it, you are right. Our deficiency is so plain to see.
It It might have been a lifetime ago, but I was once one of the scions assigned to the Shroud. I know this forest well. I know your people. And I know we will be stronger if we fight this fight together.
Then I will impose upon you with a clear conscience. Come, let us speak of how to integrate our forces.
I won't let it all be for nothing. I promise you, Papalimo.
Aww. Portus. Yes. Okay. Ishgard.
There you are! We've no time to waste, brother. Everyone has already... That was a roar! A dragon's roar!
Is this Raisvilgar? We're not gonna find out. Dang it. Man, this game has been
And
a
so,
journey.
in summation, the Eastern Alliance, as well as the Honorable Lord Lolorito himself, reached out to me for assistance in procuring these treasures of the divine, and I, in turn, do beseech the Confederacy for aid. Is that...
Hancock? What a surprise this is. And a fortuitous one at that. I have a favor to ask, you see.
This game has been, the story in this game has been such a journey. Seeing everybody like come through like towards the end. Great. I'm really hoping that Dragon Roar is Raisvilgar. Anyways. Our friends are searching for a fine adamantite and sacred relics. We will only know if they meet the requirements once they arrived. In the meantime, is there aught else we might do to be of service? Ah, you've already done more than enough. If I had to stay, though, I could use someone who knows a thing or two about elegant technology. You there, lad with the red eyes and matching hair. You seem to know more than the average scholar. Yeah, it's been a lifetime reading up on records. If only Master Kukul knew how right he was. While he and Graha established a report, why don't we help with preparations for the Great Exodus? Indeed, the world. This would mean going above and beyond the terms of our arrangement, but I propose this not to curry favor. As confident as I am that we will succeed, we must be ready for every eventuality. This would also be an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the logistics of traversing the Great Expanse, and if nothing else, it beats twiddling our thumbs while we wait for the adamantite. Well, ain't you a bunch of helpful buggers? If you've a mind to lend a hand, I know where you ought to go. Charlene Hamlet is lousy with researchers and scholarly types, busying themselves preparing for the Exodus. Pah. That lot need all the help they can get. Well, then off we go. Yeah, that was a really good cutscene. Seeing everybody come together. That's great. Yeah. Dang. I do like how it's doing the footfall, instrumental footfalls. Okay, let's go and get that Aetheryte crystal first. If it'll even let us get it. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I thought that was an actual dog. Jeez. Alright then, never mind. I am not looking forward to freaking having to hunt down all the Aetheryte currents in this place. This one seems like it's really gonna be a headache. From what I could tell, a lot of people actually live down here. I don't know how much help we could offer, but I did say they'll benefit from some of that fresh inspiration Scholar Monty mentioned. Let's start by asking around, ideally without getting in anyone's way. Let's meet by the Aetheryte once our work is done. Sure. With the arc, even with all the power Master Cole's managed to squeeze out of the Aether Burner. Keep calling. I immediately want to say Afterburner. Aether Burner. It's still not enough apparently. And now I hear the final days have arrived. Horrible creatures running rampant all over. If only we'd begun the exodus sooner. People are dying. There will be no end to it if we don't fulfill our duties. But we will. We spent years preparing for this, but believe in the plan. All will be well. Sure. Way to keep that level-headed, chin held up high attitude. Hello. Are you the one of the new helpers? Working on the Aether Burner. Oh dear, I hear things have come to a standstill on that front. Even so, I choose that over my current duties. Checking and loading samples day in, day out. It's tiring, thankless work. Still, no one will be crossed if I misplace a few legumes, or what have you. The forum's got enough on their plate as it is. What with deciding who gets to board the Ark and when. A lot of powerful people have opinions about that. My heart goes out to Master Falchenault and the others, hardly getting a moment's rest. I expect. Do they even have time to sleep? Somebody back here, maybe? Ah, yes, there they are. Paul Tissan. Yes. Offering to help, that's very kind, but I should be able to organize the rest of the documents by myself. It's mostly lists of things we'll need once we arrive on the moon, and then whichever star we choose as our new home. My duties largely concern the maintenance of living conditions, so I'll be a lot busier after we depart. I hear that our lunar collaborators have come down to assist in our efforts. I'm looking forward to finally meeting them in person and having communicated with them in such a limited capacity thus far. To be perfectly honest, I've not even the slightest idea what they look like. I do hope they're not enormous, looming giants. Why, I would much prefer something small and fluffy, like that beheaded rabbit that ran by. Oh, I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it. They're here. Neat. Fancy meeting you here, Osir. Our friends in the forum brought us to see their teeny tiny toy boat, which was quite impressive considering they didn't use any creation magics. What we're really interested in is Aetherius itself, though we now find ourselves in a sort of funny underground miniaturized version of it. We were hoping the forum would give us a guided tour, but it appears they're rather preoccupied. Honestly, all that time to prepare and they're still not ready. I suppose we'll just have to show ourselves around, or at least that's what we're planning to do until we chance upon Oriange and your good self. Since you're both dawdling about engaging in idle chit-chat, perhaps you could show us a few points of interest. Won't that be fun? Sure. Tour Labyrinthos? Unexpected yet prudent suggestion. Given the similarities betwixt this artificial environment and the best ways burrow, it would be in our best interest to have the Loperids acquaint themselves with those conditions deemed optimal by their Charlian collaborators. I fear, however, that continued reliance upon my limited knowledge would risk narrowing rather than broadening their perspectives. Mayhap thou art better suited to lead this venture. What a marvelous idea. Might we begin that great big what's it over there yonder? Cool, so we're tour guides for the Loperids. Oh, why not? Goodness me, to build something so large without creation metrics, it's positively stupendous. Perhaps you could direct our attention to its most important features. I don't know. Search the apparatus for points. Okay. One of these point and click ones. Yeah. that water I hear from inside that great big tube must be because of those cogs and that gigantic wheel at the top. Oh, I see. That's how they drop the water. There's probably some sort of spiral-shaped mechanism inside it too. Sure. Looks like the trees in greatest Ensvale. Hold on, that's a bit of a strange shape. It's thin at the bottom, but big and round on top. Quite tall for something so unbalanced. Now it makes sense. That's where they store the water. Though hard to see from here, but is that a golden pipe connected to the top of those tanks? I can see through that window another pipe at the bottom. Ah, that must be for purifying water drawn up from below. Well, if I were to hazard a guess, water drawn from underground, presumably with some other mechanism, is purified here and stored in that tower, before being distributed elsewhere. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it. Design brilliant in its simplicity, I dare say, would take only a moment to install even in the harshest of environments. For us lawpirates, that is. Indeed, securing a reliable source of water is of the utmost importance for any fledgling settlement. We have read, however, that peoples of Aetheris sometimes make their homes in arid deserts and such. How are they able to survive? Many settlements in Thanalan are built near an oasis. Areas near waterfalls are common sites for villages in Germania. So wherever you choose to live, you're never far from water. Oh dear, I worry we won't be able to procure the necessary amount. We could provide enough water to keep them from drying out completely, but it would appear they rely on it far more than we'd anticipated. A few adjustments may be in order, once we've calculated the average rate of consumption per individual. It may also be worth learning more about how exactly they obtain their water in the first place. Master Alphino spoke of the machinery responsible for that feat during our journey through the Alpha, did he not? Perhaps the Loperates will share this appreciation for the engineering marvel. Oh yes, that sounds absolutely splendid. We must journey beyond the sanctuary of Charlene Hamlet. I shall lead the way. You mean we'll have to brave untamed wilderness? Valid concern indeed. We could not help but notice the many dangerous looking creatures with big nasty teeth lurking beyond the safe confines of this settlement. We were not escorted here by burly custodians. I dread to think what would have become of us. Regrettably, to many a hungry predator with the aforementioned big nasty teeth, loperids may appear to be a potential rather appetizing source of sustenance. When I impose upon thee to assist securing a safe passage to the Logisticon Alpha. For my part, I shall act as an escort to the living way and cooking way. I entrust the new way, growing way to thy care. More valiant protector they could not wish for. Godspeed. If it's all the same to you, I'd rather not be eaten by some horrid beastie. Come along, growing way. The water extraction, what's it? I don't know why I jumped off. Thank you so much. Really hope this water attraction is worth these harrowing experiences. All part of the fun, some might say, but I'd rather not be burnt to a crisp if it sounds the same to you. Friends, I bid you welcome to the Logisticon Alpha. Destination doth lie at the lift's top. Pray follow me. Marvelous, simply marvelous. So this is where the magic, or science rather, takes place. The perfect environment to sustain life artificially created. Knowledge we'll gain here will be essential when we start looking for new stars for your kind to inhabit. Apparently most of them don't even have air for you to breathe. You're all very lucky that theirs just so happens to provide everything you need to thrive. Or did mankind turn out the way they are because of the available resources I've offered? Either way, it's nothing short of miraculous, and I cannot wait to see more of it. Yes, that sounds much more interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to see firsthand some delicacies Arianji was telling me about. Okay, alright, I'm gonna have to kind of like, if I have to continue like, I'll keep going. I'll just shut my mouth and get over it. Let us brook no further delay. Might as well start picking up these aether currents. Like if I'm close by one, like if I'm within like a couple of like 500, 300 range, I might as well just go ahead and go for it. Yeah, see, freaking like there's like so many that we're gonna get. I only got 2 out of the freaking. Oh no, that's Opus. I only got 3 out of the 1, 2, 10, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. God, I haven't even bothered to work with Elvis. And then we still got a whole another location that we haven't even got to yet. I really wonder what the new location is gonna wind up being. Because we ended up going to the past. Like, Elpis was not something that we saw in the trailers, so I don't know what other place we'd be able to go. Assuming that one's gonna be like somewhere down there. This is a place, yes. The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I've spotted several of the fruit and vegetables featured in our compendium. I dearly love to try some, but I read that those who help themselves to a farmer's crops without permission are often caught and put into pies. I like that. That was. Perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge if they would be willing to part with a few samples. King Away is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the guess. Okay. What a fine mess this is. She's the one who climbed down the mine shaft. I did? Show you around if I could, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the exodus. I'm the only one. We've all got to find ways to do what we do down here, up there, first on the moon, then on whichever star the Forum decides will become our new home. It's all so sudden, so unreal. Don't you want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us. But no matter how careful it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even the ones we can take may not survive in their new environment. So many species doomed to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? Nothing quite so dire, I assure you. We merely wish to sample a little of your produce if we may. By all means, help yourselves. Much appreciated, my good fellow. So where to begin? You have a... Yeah, you have an aether right. Oh dearie me. Yeah? My sweetest shackles. Or the one of the Archaon's precious samples of fled. Okay. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? No. My apologies. I'm with Archaeus. Now we're just gonna skip through this. But thanks, I will continue my search of this area. I'll get to it eventually. Oh, I know what these are. Grapes, yes. Let's see if they are as delicious as they look. So sweet, so sour. The taste is much like a ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. Well, that's certainly given me food for thought, though in a far less visceral manner than my philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of the grapes? I brave and erupted volcano for a choice punch. Meh. Meh. Ghastly things. I'd rather eat rancid. Grapes are great. Grapes are great. Yes, they are rather Moorish, aren't they? And from what I've read, quite versatile too. Something about people stepping on them to make intoxicating beverages, as I recall. Anyway, that's enough about grapes for the time being. On to the next treat. Orange by name, orange by nature. What came first, the fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's see. Yes, that's equal parts sweet and sour, as with the grapes, yet nothing alike. I may have to consult Urianger about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. Perhaps what I'm looking for is bitter? This is all very complicated, you know. So many flavors, so many choices, and each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turned your noses up to the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they still are in my estimation. Let no one say I said otherwise. But speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's in the field over there. Oops. No, in any case, proper nomenclature is less of a concern than the taste. What are we eating? Pumpkin? Blech, it's so hard and flavorless. May as well be chewing a piece of wood. That all but confirms it. These are nothing more than misbegotten failures, masquerading as... Oh, stop. Can't you see these are pumpkins? And no one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it an awful bother? Far from it, cooking is a joy unto itself. And what's more, it broadens the range of ingredients that we may safely eat. But above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. And perhaps even these hard blocks of plant matter can become as delicious as the orange I sampled. I wonder, though, if there's anything even more delicious. How about that yellow fruit over yonder? Yellow fruit. Could it be a banana? Or lemon? Oh, please say it's a lemon. What a wonderful fragrance. With luck, it'll have a flavor to match. As I've no idea how these are eaten, I'll just bite into it. My tongue. Is this poison? Lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? How could something so similar to an orange be so revolting? It may be some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I must call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return to the others. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking. Rather enamored with the grapes and oranges, less so the pumpkin. Though I learned the hard way, they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was the lemon, the deceiver. I still feel so violated. Haha, first time, was it? I'd hate for you to leave with a bad taste in your mouth, in more ways than one, so I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to spurn this opportunity to... Oof, a bit of sick came up there. Learn more from your inscrutable ways. Very well, lemon muffin, do your worst. This is delicious. Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. I never would have guessed this vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See, we rarely use lemon in its natural state, but it has a starring role in all sorts of recipes. The same is true for many other ingredients. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal, and sometimes that can even be the difference between life and death. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the form agonized over what was worth preserving, and what will be consigned to history. Hard choices, but make them we must if we're to survive. Such strength of will. Now I know what Hydaelyn sees in your kind. Mankind, the Loperids, we were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to learn about. The nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. And therein lies its folly and its downfall. For perfection is an unattainable ideal. 'Tis the paradox of the immaculate carrot. Yet civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise, their dreams forever unfulfilled. What then is the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect, to be content with what we have and make the most of it. When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. Pardon my Orzian, but what in the seven hells are you on about, and who are you anyway? Cooking Way, at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. Don't worry, there'll be more room for your crops too. We'll work together to preserve as many of Aetheris's species as possible, if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course, I look forward to it. Well, this has all been highly productive. Probably let's go and see if Ryanje and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? That was a good little side quest. I like that one. That was most enlightening, especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know of any other places famed for their cuisine? Clarions good. Any less than savory. Far East has oodles of noodles. Far East have oodles of noodles. With that, I had time to visit. The more I learn of it theirs, the more I wish we could spare it from the final days. Alas, Hydaelyn's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there was some other way. Sierra, trust thy time at Miriel. Our agronomics did bear fruit. Really, Arianje? Really? You waited for that. Our own efforts too were rewarded. We now possess an embarrassment of educational riches. No doubt our guest's relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them, and thus for a fortnight, alas, time is of the essence. Let's return to the Charlayan hamlet forthwith. Aww. Yes, Alcir, that was indeed me verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why? Because I saw the reconstructed environmental data for the Aetheris at Logisticon Alpha. That's why. A forest so lovely and so leafy. Are all of your forests like that? Black Shadow is quite leafy indeed. They're verdant, at least the trees of Gervania stand particularly proud. See the forest of the first. One was purple. Gasp, gasp, I say. The star's so wonderful it comes, it's so surprised that you're reluctant to leave it behind. Oh, excuse me, sorry. It's like already midnight. With the star so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you're... How ridiculous we must seem to you, trying so hard to yet achieving so little. Not at all. Thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness. Thought I heard tiny voices. Thancred. How didst there fare? Oh, I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here, despite news of the coming end. We had the forum's leadership to thank for that. That doesn't mean people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they hurried to complete their work, equally aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death. And we can hardly tell them there's no cause for concern. Perhaps not. Though aided by our goodly growing way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me? Be of use to people? I'm honored that you would think me so capable, but I'm not sure that I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. Past someone moping in the western plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. This is a good place as any. Come. He's all the way over here. Is there any aether currents around here? Northwest. That would be up here. North. Oh man, that means it's gonna be like right here. Dang it. Never mind. Oh, can I help you? It is you who would help me. Is my anxiety truly so obvious? A burden shared is a burden eased. Pray tell us thy trouble. Those little fellows do look like good listeners. I'm an engineer, you see, and what they say of the ship, that it's the sum of decades of Charlene ingenuity, that it's built with peerless, elegant technology, it's all true, but I know that none of that's a guarantee. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel. let alone flown it in the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo will be aboard the first voyage, but even so, if it fails us, then what can we do? If it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight, or the one after that. We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought the Aetherburner's design was flawless too, and look how that turned out. Thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and thus dost thou hold the power to allay his fears. Maybe you can tell me if there are any aspects of the ship's design that you're especially worried about. Oh my god, a lot. Our ability to walk about and perform our tasks for one. I've advised a means by which to employ gravity. A spatio-temporal spell to regulate the environment, but what if it's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we lift the star? Ah, gravitation. Maybe I can be of help. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Suspect both Sergeant shall find comfort in this situation. Yet if Thancred's tale but be true, still others would benefit from insights born of experience. Might prevail upon the Lopperids to attend them. Next idea, if I do say so myself. There's naught we'd like more than to ease the hearts of fine people in Icarus and learn more about them while we're at it. Full glad am I to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. O seer, thou hast the gift for finding souls in need of succor. Pray seek thee out the distressed and the apprehensive, and inform them that help is on the way. I shall wait I shall wait them here, that I might introduce each and suit. I do so look forward to that. A place for every Lopperit, and every Lopperit in their place. Alright. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call that a night. A lot of that was mainly cutscenes, though. Like, ugh. But good cutscenes. Great storytelling. Great. Ugh, so good. I'm kind of ready to finish this, but at the same time, I don't want it to end because it's such a great story. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with Xenos because he's just kind of like giving up and he's only fighting things because the hunt. But yeah. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy your weekend. If you're not watching this on a weekday, have a good week. And also, have a good night. Have a good morning or a good day. Whichever one best suits you while you're watching this. Till next time, bye.